topic is why whether you are still teachable at 30 or more. So what I have observed is that it is the age of 30 which is very important when one decides whether one is teachable or not. By that, what I mean is whether you are capable of learning anymore in your career, in your if you are trying to increase one of your qualification or skill or anything. So that will take you to the next level. And there are many management courses which one needs to keep on learning. One needs to update oneself. And for last few years, like say at 30, you are already 5 years into your career, and that is when you are feeling that it is time to go for the next level, and you are well equipped to be leading the team, and somehow you feel inadequate, uh, or you are treated as inadequate in your field to be the leader. Then what? Like say, so many people feel this way because there is just one leader, right? And for the entire team, the same people who have joined at the same time and trained as peers in a particular time period or in a branch, one of them is selected to be the leader to head the team. So that happens, and not all the other people actually agree to that decision most of the time, no matter how fair the selection process happens. But apart from that, do you feel that way also, that if you are the person who has been left out, uh, are you the person who is thinking that uh, you should have been selected rather than the other person? Or do you feel that you should have been given a better opportunity than the other person? It is not the immediate team leader position, but um, should be given double promotion. Because if you are coming from a very elite kind of background, then your expectations are much more. And even if you are getting trained under very junior people or skilled people, still you feel that on the basis of your qualification, because you are from a premier organization or so, premier institution, so you deserve to be getting the double promotion. If something like that happens, then usually uh, what is the trend that happens before that, before the selection or the promotion that happens? There are few things happen sorry, before this eventuality. So what are the signs that you will be kind of sidelined? um, it doesn't have to be the other person, right? It doesn't have to be the entire community, entire team in your company. It is the signs are there within you, and you for the first time you learn how to recognize the signs within. In short, my question is whether you are teachable. What do I mean by that is, if your performance tracker is, like say, if you are coming from a premier institution, I assume that you have a performance tracker in which you note down your everyday or at least weekly or a monthly progress that you have been making, the achievements that you have done in the last week or month. But in this case, what happens whenever you are feeling sidelined, you will observe that you have not touched that file of yours. You have not recorded any significant achievement in that file, and you know, and because you know, your your entire body language also knows, and it conveys a certain kind of pattern, certain kind of mindset of inadequacy, that you are upset with yourself. But since you cannot be upset with yourself, it feels in the body, and your vibration actually reaches out to people. Inadequacy, that you are not dependable enough, that you are not skilled enough, or you don't have the attitude to lead. All those signals, despite yourself, you are not saying anything, you are not conveying anything, despite that it gets conveyed. So that is the first thing. When you have not uh, tracked your achievements, you have not tracked your progress. So that is the sure shot indicator. And the second is, um, suppose you are not doing well at your workplace, and that happens with everybody, right? All of us kind of feel that low at certain point of time, and there are many reasons for that. But the responsibility to write down the filler page in your journal is your responsibility, right? So that is why people advise one to write down the journal regularly, so that you can tell yourself what all achievements you have done. Like, say, it is a mandatory thing to write down the blessings of the day, the achievements of the day, and also the negatives that has happened during the day. In that, you will see in your page, like, see, when you write down, you come face to face with your day, the last day, right? And when that happens, actually you realize, you can see what are the blessings that has happened during the day, and what are the, and you can segregate also. You are not going not mixing up things in your mind. So the negative things actually has a greater um, bearing in the mind than the positive thing. So unless you write down those positive things, the negative things are going to weigh very heavy in your mind and suppress the positive things. So after some time, you are going to forget all those positive things. So positive things are the ones which will inspire you even the day is gone, even after the month is gone, even after a year. So the satisfaction of recording the positive in a day is huge, because it keeps on motivating you year after year. And at the same time, the negative things that has happened, the negative incidences that might have happened during the day, once written down, those are no more inside the mind. You see that it is written down, you weigh about it, and you let it go. When you write black and white about the positive things, the negative things don't stand any ground. They have to go, right? But if you are not writing down in the journal, the negative things are going to disturb you consistently. And whatever inspiration you might be looking, whatever energy you have, that is going to go. So that destroys, that is toxic. So once you write down those things, or even if you want, then what you can do is, you can write down those negative things in a piece of paper and just tear it down, so it is gone forever, and you start your day afresh another time. And the third indicator is, you have started, like, say, partying much more than you have been doing before. And at the slightest provocation, you are going to a party, you are hanging out with friends, you are watching much more TV, all those things. That is the third indicator that you have, and sure indicator that you are avoiding learning. So that mm, that realization, like, say, even if you don't realize, you start having those kind of feeling at 30, and these are the indicators. So These are the sure shot indicators that you are lagging behind than what you should have been. So take care and take a way forward. Create a proactive hmm, schedule for yourself and start acting. That is what the critical age of 30 is all about. Thank you.